Hello everyone, I'm Leslie Cornwell, certified nurse midwife with Midwifery Business Consultation. This section has to do with psychology and skills of an exceptional leader. Legal disclaimer we put at the beginning of all of our presentations. This information is for general and educational use only. Content is not intended to substitute for professional, legal, or clinical advice. We strive to keep our information as accurate and timely as possible, but make no promises and guarantees. It works for your local unique situation. Course objectives, the students will be able to verbalize the psychology behind leadership. They'll be able to verbalize the psychological aspects of a great leader. They'll be able to verbalize the key elements of an effective leadership setup and how to achieve greatness. They'll be able to verbalize how to use that psychology to that effective. This topic is really important because we need to create positive work environments that achieve high performance and innovation through self-motivation versus more of a dictator approach. You want to be able to not micromanage people, but create a safe space that your team can grow to their ultimate potential. To communicate effectively, we have to be an active listener. We have to clearly articulate our goals and expectations and provide constructive feedback just as much as receive constructive feedback. Allow leaders to connect their teams on a deeper level and be able to make good decisions based on everybody having their opinions, their perspectives, their ideas to bring that project, that business, that department to the next level. To understand the psychology of decision making, you have to be able to think strategically, assess the risk and benefits, plan for the long haul, and make a good decision based on that. Psychology and leadership do go hand in hand. Leadership is far beyond a title or a quote of a skill. It involves a lot of complex interplay between psychology, behavior, influence, inspiring people to greatness. Great leaders are not born, but they're developed through deep understandings of human psychology and its effective application on a larger scale. Successful leaders navigate complexities by leveraging emotional intelligence, adaptability, vision, and influence others and guide their team to greatness. Leadership is not about power and control. It centers on empowering others, fostering a safe space for them to grow to their ultimate potential, and creating a positive impact for your customers, for your staff, for your organization as a whole. Understanding psychological aspects allows individuals to develop the traits and skills to become those impactful leaders, leaving a lasting legacy of positive change within their organization, their communities, or whatever project they're working on. Psychological aspects. Self-awareness is a key foundation. You have to be able to know your own strengths and weaknesses, your values, what's important to you and what's not so important to you. It is very difficult to lead people if you are struggling with your core identity and your core purpose. People want to follow others with a strong identity and self-awareness. You want to align your core principles and actions to be congruent with whatever project, whatever thing you're leading has to be in a good alignment. Emotional intelligence. Leaders with high emotional intelligence are attuned to their own emotions and the emotions of others. They can emphasize with their team better. They can understand what motivates them, what drives them. So they can get a higher customer conversion rate. They can foster trust, collaboration on a deep level for the whole community with their branding and their business, and on an individual level with those interpersonal. Adaptive leadership. Great leaders are not rigid. They adapt to situations. They learn from their mistakes. They acknowledge when something needs to change. They're not stuck in their way. They always are learning. They are more of a democratic approach to diverse challenges, ideas, and perspectives that people bring to the table. Their vision and goal setting people. They have high levels of achievement. They have high dreams. They have high goals. The books are over and over again about strong leaders make really crazy big dreams, and even if 50-60% of the dreams happen, the goals, they're still accomplishing way more than a person that picks a mediocrity level objective and they always hit the mark every single time. So you want to have ambitious yet tangible goals that inspire your team, have step-by-step tools and time frames to make those things happen. You want to motivate, you want to provide a safe space, give them the right education, give them the right resources so that your team can create that project or that goal you're working on. Resilience and grit. Leadership is not without its challenges and setbacks. You're always going to not make everybody happy. You're going to have unhappy customers. You're going to have all of a sudden a supply is an issue. There's a new compliance regulatory issue. The culture, the trends, the needs of the customers are changing. Great leaders possess psychological resilience and grit. They can bounce back quickly from failures. They can learn from what had happened. They have adversity to just look at the stepping stones of challenges to move to their ultimate goals. They don't all of a sudden blame everybody else for things and just give up quickly. The mental fortitude is contagious and inspires others also to persevere through the challenges. Influence and persuasion. Leadership also involves convincing others to follow a particular course of action. Psychology of influence and persuasion is the heart of a great leader. You can tell stories, you can give examples, testimonials, giving a reference, an example to inspire your team so that they can see what you do with your vision. Empowerment and delegation. The art of being a great leader is knowing what can only you do and then what can be delegated to other people, whether it's within your team or you have to outsource it. Effective leaders recognize micromanaging can be counterproductive. They need to foster a strong team around them that they can delegate little aspects of the projects and timelines within their bigger goals. Psychological trust in their team is a key for productivity and creativity. Conflict resolution, negotiation, these are other things that are essential for great leaders. You want to create win-win situations. You want to prioritize open communication. You want to remain calm under pressure. And this is a very stressful thing. You want to think about things. You want to come up with a way to solve problems that's thinking outside the box. It's doing not what everybody else is doing. And you need your team and you need to have a safe, supportive space that your team can open up about their suggestions. Servant leadership. This is a really powerful aspect of the psychology of great leaders. You want to be focusing on how do you serve people as a leader? How do I help my team grow to greatness? How do I help my customers? How do I serve others by removing the obstacles for success, creating a culture mutual beneficial, supportive, and continuous learners and adaptability. Leadership is an ever evolving field. The needs, the demands, what your staff's looking for, the challenges with your business, your customers, whatever project you're working on, you want to have dedication so that you can grow through those times and pivot and adapt and continue to learn. If all of a sudden there's a mistake, you want to reflect, you want to glance, you want to see, was there other stuff we should have researched? Was there other people we should have had on the team to consult for expert advice before we do our next project? How do we learn from these situations? Authenticity is a very strong trait for leaders. You want to be genuine, true to yourself, true to others. People love having raw and real leaders. They want to have someone that can own their mistakes and can be vulnerable with them, can embrace their humility and their humanity traits, that we are all human beings trying to live this together. Key elements of an effective leader. You want to be transparent. And I always say there's an art to this. You don't want to tell with your business every detail of your finances and your big scheme and your bigger plan. You want to give each person within the project what is needed for them to know, to inspire them, to solve the problem, to do what you're asking of them. You want to be transparent within the project and the goal. It doesn't mean you have to tell them every little secret, what you're going to name your firstborn. You want to be transparent and honest about the challenges and struggles and where you want this project to go. You want to learn from the failures. You want to experience failures and grow from them and embrace them and not be deflecting accountability. You want to be able to have a great perspective from your customers, your clients, from yourself of how can we avoid this happening again? What did we learn from it? What are our challenges? What was the learning opportunities from this mistake that had happened? You want to foster trust. You want to be able to keep things confidential that you're talking to people individually about. You want to respect each other's ideas and trust that you brought the right people onto the project and the team to help you solve these things and have a proper chain of command when there is an issue that needs to be resolved, and that you trust each person on their local levels to do a great job based on the training and the resources you've provided them. Leaders come with strong confidence. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance. Confidence is, I know my skills, I know who I am, I know that we can accomplish great things. Arrogance is, I am never wrong. I always have the right answer. What you say don't matter. I'm never going to make a mistake. I don't learn from my mistakes. There's a totally different setup between confidence and arrogance. Articulate your goals, stand up for what you believe in, admit to failure, admit to direct accountability, encourage risk taking in a well educated environment, welcoming feedback, promoting independent thinking, acknowledging with your team that you want each of them to be confident in their ideas and suggestions. Decisiveness. This is a really good one with leaders. You want to carefully think about things, but you don't want to get into an analysis paralysis. You want to do your due diligence of research, but then you want to take some action. You want to show commitment. You want to breed consistency of, like, I'm going to do some research. We're going to start diving into it. We're going to do a pilot. We're going to evaluate it. Do we need to pivot? Do we need to continue on the course? You need to make decisions and not drag and plan, but then nothing happens. People do not follow leadership when there's talk, and there's little actually happening. Humility. This is crucial for keeping leaders connected and grounded. Sometimes a leader will stay in their office all day. They don't get out and talk to their staff, to their customers, to the everyday Joe and Jane out there, and they can't relate to the actual challenges that the people boots on the grounds are having. So you want to be able to complement your humility, your traits, your confidence with your team and regularly interact. Creativity, this is a very hallmark of leaders. They think outside the box. They're innovators. They're solving problems. If everybody did it, it wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't be a challenge. So they're looking at things in a different way. They're leveraging their experiences, their tools, their team's resources, and they're solving a problem in a different way that nobody else has really thought about. How to use the psychology for effective leadership. You want to improve your personal negotiation skills, learning about psychology, learning about how to create those win-win situations in your personal life, your professional life. You want to really know how to listen to people and what are their pain points and how can you solve their pain points while you're solving your own pain points. You want to boost team morale. You want to have strong workplace cultures. You want to have positive reinforcement programs. You want to inspire greatness in people by having strong leaders and action-oriented and rewarding great progress. And if there are problems and failures, it's not individualized. It's a process. It's an overall system we have to look at and review versus what one person had done. You want to create effective marketing campaigns. You want to have psychology is really strong about your marketing and having those old friends, those old compliments within your marketing campaigns. These are the hallmarks of effective leaders, effective implementation of goals, sales, products, resources. You need to hit the pain points of other people and clearly communicate how you're going to solve those problems with your new innovation. You want to run giveaways, you want to create engagement and excitement, you want to offer with products, discounts, bundled packages. You want keywords that hit their pain points. They leverage that they're going to miss out, the FOMO, fear of missing out. So you want to leverage effective marketing campaigns for whatever project you're working on to get the end game to happen. You want to manage your own willpower. Willpower is a finite thing. It can get really depleted when you're not actually doing things. You're planning the vacation, but you're not actually going on the vacation. You're creating a shopping list, but you're not actually going out shopping. You're spending so much time planning, doing a bunch of business stuff, but you're not having fun. You're not taking care of yourself. You're not eating well. You're not taking care of your friends and family and your personal needs. You're going to burn out and you won't be in it for the long haul. So we have to have a daily schedule that encompasses personal rejuvenation time just as much as strong drive to get. So, as a conclusion, leadership encompasses a multifaceted play on psychology, behavior, influence. Great leaders possess self awareness, emotional intelligence, adaptability, vision, resiliency, influence, and the ability to influence others. They lead by empowerment, by action. They know when to delegate and they know when to be accountable for something. They acknowledge the failures and they praise and pause for the excitement times. They foster trust and respect among their team, among their customer base, among their following, so that they can grow their mission and vision. Whatever was the reason they were brought on this earth can be created with their team, with their people that follow them.